Hi Stampers, this is Dawn and today we're going to make the front slider gatefold card and we're going to do a little bit of embossing resist technique on this card. So this is the one we're going to make, but I'm going to show you these other ones. So this is the one that I had made and put together as a make and take project for my team during our on-stage after party. So these are using two brand new items. Oh, well actually three brand new items. The designer paper, the Dragonfly, and then also the punch. And I'll show you those items here in a second. But the card slides out like this, so it makes a little closure for your gatefold card. We're going to make the closure part. I'm going to show you this other card here so you can see how it closes shut. Okay, so there's that one. And then here's one using the Rich Razzleberry. Isn't it beautiful? All right, and then this one is using a brand new stamp set out of the holiday catalog and this cute little Santa. Let me show you that stamp set. Okay, so this is the Don't Stop Believin', and it's this cute little Santa right here. Then I stamped the bottom of the Santa right here, and it says, "It's all fun and games until Santa checks the naughty list." And then for the inside of my card, I stamped the Don't Stop Believin'. Isn't that cute? So it's a regular gatefold. And then you just slide in your stopper panel right here so it closes the card. Isn't that adorable? All right, and then I want to show you the Dragonfly Stamp Set. Now this stamp set will be available in the next Occasions catalog, which is the January through, I believe, June of 2021 catalog. And then this stamp set will be available in a bundle with the Dragonfly's punch. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so that's coming in January, on January 5th actually. And then this is the stamp set we're going to use today, the Snowflake Wishes. We're going to use the Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas and then a few of the snowflakes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I wanted to show you this one opens up horizontal. So this one opens up to the side, just like that, and then you open it up and then you can stamp your greeting on the inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your measurements for your pieces. Okay, so we're using the Highland Heather, and this piece is cut at 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score that together. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper White, and these are both cut at 4 by 5.25. Then you're going to need 4 squares, and I'm cutting these at 2.5 by 2.5, and you'll need 4 of them. Now on my Dragonfly one that I made with my team, I used the 3.5 by 3.5, so it really doesn't matter what size of the squares that you're using for the mechanism to use for your front slider part. I decided to use the 2.5-inch squares, so you need 4 of those. And then we're going to use the piece of Whisper White, and I used the rectangle stitched dies, and I used this one just to run through the die cut machine with the Whisper White. And we're going to stamp and emboss and then also sponge with that with some new product. And then the Balmy Blue cardstock is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 1/8, and that should layer with the Whisper White piece just like that. Okay, all right, so first we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. We're going to stamp on our inside part of our card, and we're also going to stamp on the front piece, which are the 2 Whisper White pieces cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I went ahead and already stamped on this piece of Whisper White, but I'm going to show you exactly what I did, all right? So let's grab our stamps. So we're going to be using the Versamark ink, and then the 2 colors, we're using the Highland Heather and then the Balmy Blue. Okay, so we're going to stamp first with our Versamark ink, and before I stamp, I'm going to take the Embossing Buddy, which this item is retired. I'm so sorry. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and stamp our snowflakes. Now I have 3 snowflakes. I put 2 snowflakes on one block. Then I have the other larger stamp on another block. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stamp our snowflakes. I'm going to stamp the inside piece first. I'm going to stamp this right up in the top corner. Then I'm just going to ink up this tiny snowflake, and then I'm going to stamp this right in the corner. Okay, and the Versamark ink is clear, So you're not going to be able to see that unless you can see the glare that I'm showing right now when I tilt the cardstock. Maybe that's showing up in the camera. But as soon as I add the powder, which is the clear embossing powder, and then I emboss it, and then I sponge over it, it's going to really pop out. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and stamp this piece. This piece is going to be stamped all over. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and I'll fast forward this section here. So I'm just kind of looking at the light here with this piece. So hopefully, maybe not so much right now, but you'll be able to see it here in a second. All right, now let's grab our clear embossing powder. Now this is an old container that I've had over the years. So this size of clear embossing powder is no longer available. So I just keep adding the smaller jar to the larger jar that I've had over the years. Okay, so I think that's all covered. Well, maybe a little piece up here. Okay, so that I think that's all covered with the powder now. And then let's cover the inside piece. Okay, so that looks really good. All right, let me clean up this mess and we'll grab our heat tool. This is our heat tool that Stampin' Up has. And this gets very, very hot. So you be very careful when you're heat embossing with this tool because it can burn your fingers. And a hair dryer does not get hot enough so you can't emboss with the hair dryer. You need to use a heat tool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and heat set both of these pieces. Okay, so hopefully you can see the embossed images now that it's been embossed with the powder. It's really super shiny. Even though it's clear, when I add the color to it, it's going to pop. Okay, so there's the front, and then here's the inside. Okay, so now we're going to grab a new product that's also available in the brand new catalog that's coming on January 5th. And these are the brand new blending brushes. They are so amazing. So you get 3 in a pack, and these are 6 inches long, and it's got a really nice substantial handle on it. But the brushes are so beautiful. You almost don't want to use them. They're so pretty. But they're very soft and velvety. Oh my gosh, they're so awesome. So these will be available on January 5th in the Occasions catalog, all right? So I'm going to grab in my 2 color of inks. Now one thing you'll notice with these brushes is that you'll just need like a microfiber towel. Let me show you mine. Oh, these come in all kinds of colors. They got blue, yellow, green, orange. I just happen to have a yellow one here. So what you want to do when you're using your blending brush is just wipe it between each of your uses. Now since I'm using the 2 colors, which is the Highland Heather and the Balmy Blue, they're very similar in the depth of the color. So I'm just using one brush for both colors. So you can see there's a little Highland Heather in there and also the Balmy Blue. Okay, so we're going to first start with the Highland Heather. I'm going to start with the inside piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub my brush into the ink and grab some of that ink onto the brush. Okay, so that's on there. And then I'm going to start off on the grid paper, and then I'm going to blend in onto the Whisper White over top of my snowflakes. Now you can see the snowflakes really popping out at you. So beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside. I'm going to bring in this piece. Now I'm just going to randomly add the Highland Heather just in spots across this base of this piece of Whisper White. And then we're going to cut this to fit our gatefold card. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so one thing with the blending or the brushes that you're using, or any type of blending tool, whether it's the sponges or the daubers or these new blending brushes, you'll just want to keep adding ink to the color that you want, to your desire. Okay, so I wanted mine a little bit deeper, and then I'm just going to take my microfiber towel and I'm going to rub that across for my brush. And you can tell that hardly any ink comes off. So that's pretty much clean. And now I'm going to bring in my balmy blue color. And we're just going to add the ink to that brush. Same thing. And then we're just going to start adding this to the spaces of the other snowflakes here. So I'm just going to start off the paper, and then I'm going to bring it in to that other snowflake. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Now that's the piece that we're going to put on the inside. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this section here so I can show you how I did the blue with the front piece. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Then you can take a napkin, or I'm just going to take my towel here, and I'm just going to buff over top of that clear embossed snowflakes just to get the ink off of that, so that snowflake really pops off the page. Let me grab this one here and just buff that a little bit. But isn't that pretty? Now the front of the card, I also added that layer with the stitch rectangle die, and I did the exact same thing that I did to this piece. I just stamped the snowflakes all over it, and then I embossed it with the clear embossing powder, and then I heat set it, and then I sponged the same colors onto that layer. Then this layer right here is what's going to get layered onto the balmy blue right here. Okay, so you want to do all your layers of sponging and also the embossing part all at the same time. Now let's grab our paper trimmer. We're going to do some scoring and some cutting. So this is my Highland Heather piece cut at 5.5 by 8.5. On the 8.5 inch side across the top, we're going to score at 2 1/8. And you're going to score on both sides, or both ends, I should say. 2 1/8. And then this is going to make your gatefold of your card. Let me get my bone folder. So the gatefold is where the two pieces on the end open up, but then they close and they meet in the center, just like that. Okay? Now this piece here, remember we did the front piece. This piece was cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Now we're going to cut this in increments of 1 7/8. So you're going to cut 2 panels, 1 7/8, and then cut another piece at 1 7/8. Okay, so this is the piece that's left over. We're just going to throw that away. Okay, so then these are our 2 panels, and I wanted to cut them after I embossed them, so I had all the snowflakes and everything line up. So when we put the gatefold together, they will all line up really nicely. All right, so then 2 of our panels here, remember these 4 little squares that we have? Let me grab them. Remember you had 4 panels cut at 2.5 by 2.5. We're going to score these in half at 1 1/4. So you're just going to score 2 of them. So that's all the trimmer. All right, now let's fold our little 2.5-inch squares. And I'm going to grab some liquid glue. Okay, so our 2 panels right here that are folded in half, we're going to add some glue. You can use any adhesive that you have. I'm just going to use liquid glue. It's a little more forgiving. You're making your little slider mechanism. Okay, so then on one of your other 4 pieces, you're just going to line this edge up onto a piece that we didn't score or fold. Okay, so we're just going to put that right onto that edge so it lines up on there. And then with the being liquid glue, you have to hold that for a second, but that's all right. And then take your other piece and put it on the other side, lining that edge up with that other edge. Okay, so your folding part should be in the center of your 2.5 by 2.5-inch square. So then this piece is going to be the sliding part of our card that will be folded over like this. Okay, so then this is going to hold our little greeting here, just like that. So you can see how it's coming together, right? Okay, so we're just going to set this aside to dry. Then we're going to add our panels that we've already cut and sponged. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. All right, so we want to make sure how the card panels are going to go together. Okay, so this is the way that the panels go together. Okay, so we're going to put this one on the left. Okay, just going to set this right over here to that panel. Okay, then this piece should line up just like that. We're going to put that one on that side. Okay. Okay, so there's the front. Isn't that pretty? Now let's go ahead and glue the inside piece in. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. All right, now let's put our mechanism together with our greeting here. We're going to layer this onto the balmy blue. Okay, and we're going to slide our piece into the mechanism right here. Now this time I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal. Let me grab that. Okay, so I'm going to be putting the Stampin' Seal on these 2 flaps here. Okay, so we're going to take our flaps that are folded. We're going to put that into the center of the gatefold, just like that. Then I'm going to fold this piece over. So this is the sliding part right here. And then we're going to take our center piece here. We're going to put that right over top of this center piece here. Just like that. And then this is what's going to slide on and off to open up the card. Okay? I didn't even use that 4th piece. Then I went ahead and stamped and embossed, and then I also blended with the brushes the snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas, the same way as I did the snowflakes. And then I just layered this onto the Highland Heather. And then we're just going to pop this up in the center of that layer. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, then we're going to take our Winkastella. I'm going to squeeze some out here so there's a lot on the brush, and then we're going to splatter that end of the brush here. So let me show you how we're going to do this. So I'm just going to take my bone folder, and then your Winkastella is on that brush. So I'm just going to tap that brush, and the Winkastella is going to splatter across my snowflakes in the base of the card. And of course, you're going to have to let that set to dry, but it's so pretty. Shimmery, sparkly. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Okay, so there's that one. And then here's the one I made previously. Same card. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the same card, but we made it vertical instead of horizontal. And this is using the Don't Stop Believin' stamp set with the Santa Claus. So cute. And then these two cards we made using brand new product out of the brand new catalog that starts on January 5th, 2021. And this is the Dragonfly Garden stamp set with the Dragonfly Punch. Okay, so it does a little dragonfly and a large dragonfly. And then this is the stamp set Dragonfly Garden. So beautiful. And then these were both using the brand new Dandy Garden designer paper as well. Okay, so there you go. Hope you have fun making this card. It's so amazing. And then don't forget the blending brushes. You'll get 3 in a pack. And these will also be in the new catalog on January 5th as well. All right, so if you have any questions about any of the products we're using, or questions about the card, or any questions in general, just let me know. And then you can purchase all these products at my online store, which is listed down below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.